Coming out of that game for me, I think Saturday night's loss is squarely on the shoulders of Aaron Rodgers. And that loss to me speaks to a larger point. Because now there's this discussion, now there's debate. Is Aaron Rodgers done in Green Bay? Will he retire in general? Will he force a trade to another team? We don't know the future of Aaron Rodgers. But I do think that when we look at his totality of his career, 14 years as a starting quarterback for the Packers, one Super Bowl appearance. Obviously, he won that Super Bowl, but making one Super Bowl in 14 years as a starter is a massive, massive underachievement. Aaron Rodgers has now underachieved for the talent he has in his career. I want to get to that point in a little bit, but I want to start off at least with this game specifically on Saturday night, because here's why Aaron Rodgers is to blame. People want to get on the special teams. You want to get on the blocked punt and everything else. It's not the special teams. It's not the defense. Aaron Rodgers is to blame because this game should have never been as close as it was to where a special teams gaffe makes the difference. That Green Bay offense has to put the game away. You cannot allow a blocked punt return for a touchdown to all of a sudden make this a game. This game should have been already over with how pathetic and how much the San Francisco offense struggled. You score even 2 touchdowns, this game is over. And with the way you started the game, 10-play drive right down the field, going down, scoring a touchdown right away, setting the tone, to not score another touchdown again is not only pathetic, and again, to me, puts the blame on Aaron Rodgers' shoulders for not delivering and not lifting this team. And this guy's going to be the 2-time back-to-back MVP. One of the best players we've ever seen, but also now having one of the best seasons of his career. And at home in the playoffs, he scores 1 touchdown? Are you kidding me? Again, you're not asking for a Josh Allen effort like we saw last night, or a Patrick Mahomes heroic effort like we saw last night. You don't need a Herculean game to lead the Packers to victory on Saturday night. That defense, the Green Bay defense, was dominant. I mean, we saw it for 3.5 quarters, the 49ers couldn't move the ball. They didn't score an offensive touchdown the entire game. The 49ers offense scored 6 points. 6 points, 2 field goals. When you have the MVP of your team at home in the playoffs, you got to rely, you got to count on the fact he's going to lead at least, at worst, 2 touchdowns. Bare minimum, I would say 3. But instead, Aaron Rodgers really struggled. He allowed the 49ers to stay in the game because they had no business being in that game. Again, the defense is flying around the ball. 49ers aren't moving, up and down. They're not putting first downs together. They're barely getting over midfield. They're getting an interception in a big-time moment late in the first half when the 49ers were actually getting some momentum and actually moving the ball. And instead of putting the game away, and instead of, again, scoring 1 or 2 other touchdowns to where it's a comfortable lead and you're cruising, the lack of success on offense, led by Aaron Rodgers, only put more pressure on the defense, only put more pressure on the special teams to where one gaffe changed the entirety of the game. I mean, Aaron Rodgers allowed Jimmy G, who did not complete a pass, mind you, until midway through the second quarter. He didn't complete a pass until midway through the second quarter. And that quarterback in Jimmy G was more clutch than Aaron Rodgers on Saturday night. The quarterback who didn't have a passing touchdown, the quarterback who didn't help lead an offensive touchdown all game, ended up being the clutcher quarterback. How does that happen? How can you allow that to happen? That's why, to me, the blame is on Aaron Rodgers. Just a total no-show. You can't let that happen. You absolutely cannot let that happen. With all the drama that was caused in the offseason, with all the angst, to steal a word from Mike McCarthy, that Packers fans were feeling this past offseason, wondering, is Aaron Rodgers going to retire? Is he going to force a trade? Is he going to be back? To have all that worry, all that attention on you for 4 months, come back, talk about how it's the last dance, do what you want to do, and then to have all that drama, and then in the big moment where you really separate yourself from the rest, where quarterback play becomes even magnified now and even more important in the postseason, we see you lay an egg. We see you come up short. We see Jimmy G make more big throws than Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau Field in the snow in January. Think about it. Jimmy G in that final drive that drained the final 3 minutes and 7 seconds off the clock, that helped put the 49ers in position to kick the game-winning field goal. He made 2 huge throws in that drive. One to George Kittle, one to Deebo Samuel. That was it. Jimmy Garoppolo made 2 big throws all game. And just those 2 throws were more clutch than Aaron Rodgers. And look at how this Packers team ended the game. The final 8 drives of the Packers season, 8 drives, 7 of the 8, the Packers either got 1 first down or 0 first downs. 1 or 0 first downs on 7 out of the final 8 drives of the game for the Packers. With Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. That's pathetic. That to me is why the blame is on Rodgers. You cannot have that performance in the postseason in a game where your defense has been dominant. But you know what? Okay, he did. Let's call it for what it is, right? For 3.5 quarters, he really did struggle. And as we know, the blocked field goal happens. It's a tie game, 10-10. But you know what? Even after that blocked punt happened, even after the 49ers, who had no business being in this game, tie the game at 10, there is still 4 minutes and 41 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and Aaron Rodgers is getting the ball. Again, he's an all-time great quarterback. He's an elite quarterback. He's about to be the back-to-back MVP of the NFL. You give him the ball with under 5 minutes left in a tie game, in a playoff game at home, you would think, you would assume he's got it. Packers are waking up on offense. They're scoring points. Rodgers is going to lead them down the field, and that's going to be the difference. They've been kind of sleepwalking through most of this game, but now that they're awake, now that it's like, oh, this is real, the 49ers are in this game, Aaron Rodgers is going to take the team down the field and lead them on a scoring drive that's going to be the difference in the game. And instead, you know what the Packers did? 3 and out. Bing, bang, boom. See you later. Get off the field. And even worse than just going 3 and out is Aaron Rodgers was terrible. A huge missed read on 3rd down where he threw up a deep ball to Davante Adams, double covered deep ball on 3rd down, and did not see a wide open Allen Lazard 20 yards down the field in the middle of the field that would have gotten a first down, kept the chains moving, and would have really ripped off a huge chunk to where there's a lot of room, no one near him. He could have ran easily and gotten to field goal range. So even Aaron Rodgers, I think, was starting to feel the pressure. He was starting to lock on to where he goes, it's only Davante, that's only where I'm going. Failed to read the middle of the field. Failed to find a wide open Allen Lazard with the season on the line, and instead gave the ball back to Jimmy G, who came up more clutch again in Lambeau Field than Aaron Rodgers. When you look at the stakes, when you look at how the defense played, and we look at how Aaron Rodgers played, that was by far the worst loss of his career. Worse than the Seahawks loss where Brandon Bostic drops the onside kick and allows the Seahawks to pull off a miracle victory. Worse than getting shredded by the 49ers a few years ago. Worse than last year where Tom Brady throws 3 picks in your own house and you still can't win. Saturday night was by far the worst loss of Aaron Rodgers' career. Because when you look at it, everything again lined up perfectly for Green Bay. The trip to the Super Bowl was put on a platter for them. They had a bye, the only team that had a bye in the NFC. They had the weather advantage. Again, you look at the 3 teams, the other 3 teams remaining. LA, Tampa Bay, San Francisco. All warm weather climate teams, all teams that play either in good weather or in a dome. You had it snowing and below 0 in Lambeau Field. You play in that. You thrive in that. This year and last year, both times the Packers got the number 1 seed, you had Aaron Rodgers in the lead up to that talking about how the weather's going to be a huge factor. Lambeau Field, we got to get it. The colder, the better. It gives us an advantage. He always talks about playing in the cold, having it be a huge advantage to them. And guess what? He got what he wanted and couldn't come through. Forget the bye, forget the weather. The biggest advantage the Packers had going for them was health. They were getting healthy as every other team was suffering injuries. One of their best corner, the best corner on their team, one of the best in the NFL, Jair Alexander, returned to the lineup. I get he didn't play a ton. He still was on the field more than he wasn't. That was a huge get back for the Packers because they missed him for most of the years. Zadarius Smith played one game in the regular season. He returned for the playoffs, even got himself a sack. His presence was felt. David Bakhtiari did not play. He was starting to get healthier, but was a late scratch. But you look at the 49ers, sure, they had Nick Bosa return from a concussion. You had Fred Warner out there playing on a hurt ankle. Ambry Thomas, one of their better corners, out for the game. Like, there was injuries the 49ers were dealing with to where the Packers were the healthier team. They're healthier than either the Rams and the Buccaneers as well if they won this game in advance. By the way, not only do you have the bye, not only do you have the weather helping your advantage, not only are you the healthier team, you also have the MVP quarterback on your side. The playoffs are truly where the quarterback play is a separator. The quarterbacks get $40 million a year. The reason why we pay so much attention to how quarterbacks play is because in the playoffs, that is where their difference and the presence is felt. That is truly where teams separate themselves, when you can rely on your all-time great quarterback to lead you to victory. And guess what? It didn't happen. It didn't matter that Aaron Rodgers was 30 million times better than Jimmy G. He couldn't come through. But Green Bay had every advantage you could possibly ask for, and they still squandered it. They blew it. They absolutely blew it. And now when we talk about underachieving, when we talk about Aaron Rodgers not, getting the most out of his talent and the most out of the opportunities that are presented to him, he, with that loss, now moves to 11-10 on the season. In the playoffs, excuse me. His career playoff record is 11-10. Aaron Rodgers, 11-10 in the postseason. He is part of the top 10 in terms of most playoff wins. Right? He is in that group in the top 10 with the most playoff victories. Of those top 10 quarterbacks with the most playoff victories in NFL history, Aaron Rodgers has the second worst win percentage. The second worst. Only Peyton Manning is worse at 14-13. But Aaron Rodgers at 11-10 is right there with Peyton Manning. And Peyton Manning got a lot of ridicule and a lot of criticism for how he plays in the regular season compared to how he plays in the postseason. And it's time to have that same energy for Aaron Rodgers. Because for someone who is so talented, someone who's about to win his fourth MVP, someone who is, I would say, the most talented quarterback to ever play the position, to have won a Super Bowl appearance in 14 seasons as a starter is a massive, massive underachievement. They have gotten a ton of breaks. They have always been, a team that's consistently been in the playoffs. They have gotten home field plenty of times. They have lost home field plenty of times. And now it's time to start putting Aaron Rodgers under the microscope. He has massively achieved, for all the talent he has, for all of the breaks he gets, he has not taken advantage. He got one Super Bowl, right? Dan Marino would kill for one. Dolphins fans would kill for one. I get it. He got one. But one feels like a failure. One Super Bowl for how good he is feels like an underachievement to me.